Welcome back to Richo Hobby and Arts baseball season. So I'm going to show you my baseball card collection. Baseball season starts March 28th, 2024, but by the time you see this video, I'm sure it will be baseball season. If not now, it's sometime in the future. So this is a set of baseball cards I collected when I was a kid. This is the 1984 set, and there's some here from other years as well. These are the Topps cards that are I always thought that was there's all kinds of cards out there, but when I was a kid, Topps was the main baseball cards that you could collect. It was the main name for cards. If you're not familiar with a card, it will show a picture of the player on the front, the position they play, of course, the team they play for, as well as information about them, other teams they played for. It usually takes them and their career back, I don't know, as many lines as fits on the card, and has their batting average and all the other statistical information that's of importance to you. I was really into that when I was a kid. I don't really care anymore, but I do like the cards, and I keep them for that reason. I've got it in this sort of acrylic card holder that you put into a binder. It's probably not the best way to do it anymore, but you see today people have these things. It's like two panes of glass, acrylic glass put together like it's bulletproof. I'm not doing that. I'm not into that kind of thing. I did actually give the collection away to a coworker many years ago, but after they quit the job and left, I found the binder of my cards in their office. So yoinks, I took it back. And because I'm not going to let that sit there, and there's really no reason to give it away anyway. So I'll go through the cards real quick. I will say I've never tried to, well, first of all, let me tell you how I got these things. Back in my town, you would go to a coin and stamp store and hobby store, not like the Hobby Lobbies of today. This is more like a comic book store, but for stamps, coins, and baseball cards. And so there'd be a box with a bunch of cards, individual cards in them, not all of a team. You'd have all kinds of teams in there, and teams that, of course, don't exist anymore. And so you'd buy each of these cards individually. That's the way I did it. And they'd be maybe, I don't know, 25 cents per card, or maybe 15 cents per card. Because I remember I could buy several, but, we've got, 7 right here. So maybe they were a quarter. Some of these today are worth a quarter or 50 cents. And, not much has changed since 1984, which is now, 50, well, not 50, but, quite 40 years ago. So, let's go through these real quick. I've got Al Bumbry, Jim Dwyer, Denny Martinez, Dan Morgiello. I probably didn't pronounce that right. Eddie Murray, he was one of my favorites. In fact, I went to one Orioles game and watched him hit a ball home run over the fence, and that was quite a thing. I tried to sell this card to a friend of mine, and he was like, well, you can't, there's this little bend down here, a little crease in here. And I learned all about baseball cards and why you got to keep them in good condition. And that was before I put it in this thing. But at this stage of the game, I don't care. Gary Renicky, he was another favorite of mine, and Sammy Stewart. I also have cards for Earl Weaver and Jim Dwyer. Again, these two are from the 1986 collection. Now, I do have some from the 1985, but of another team, and I'll get into that in part 2. So that's the first group. And then we have, from that 1986 collection, I've got Mike Flanagan, Wayne Gross, Fred Lynn, another Gary Renicky, Len Sakata, and John Selby. And then Mike Young here at the end. For the 1987 collection year, I decided to just go buy the whole pack of the cards. So this is a full set, or at least as full as they gave it to me at the time. And I should note, another thing not to do with a playing card is to mark on it. This one, the Earl Weaver Manager from the 1986 set, I marked down which ones I had. And so I bet that I'm not the. I bet I'm not the only person that did something like that. But anyway, I marked down. I used it as a checklist, and so anyway, that's something I did. You can yell at me in the comments. Anyway, so for this 1987, for the 1987 one, I went ahead and bought the whole pack. I mean, it still doesn't seem like it's that many cards. It's what, 3 of these and these 2 here, but we've got Don As. I don't know what that is. Juan Benitez. Mike Boddicker. Juan Bonilla. Rich Bordy. Storm Davis. I remember him. Rick Dempsey. Ken Dixon. Jim Dwyer, still around. Mike Flanagan. Jackie Gutierrez. Brad Havens. Fred Lynn. Lee Lacy. Tippy Martinez. Eddie Murray, looking a little older in this picture from that first one in 1984. Scott McGregor. Tom O'Malley. Floyd Rayford. I have another card of his from another team. And Cal Ripken. And this is the only Cal Ripken card I have. I didn't get any from those others, probably because they were hard to find. He was a big star well before he did that record-breaking business. I mean, he was a big star in the 80s. And I think I've seen him play, too. Larry Sheets. John Shelby. Nate Snell. John Stefero, Jim Traber, Mike Young, Earl Weaver, and the Oriole Leaders card that came with those sets. You usually didn't buy this separately. You got it with the set. And then here is a in good condition manager card without the check boxes checked. So that was good that I didn't do that. So looking at that Eddie Murray card, and when I was a kid, I had trouble remembering names. I called him Eddie Murphy for a long time because this is, 1984 when Beverly Hills Cop came out. That was the big movie, and now this year another one, Beverly Hills Cop 4 is coming out. So, yeah, there's a difference in his appearance from one year to another, but again, there was like 3 or 4 years there difference. So anyway, that is my baseball card collection of, these are all from the Baltimore Orioles. I lived nearby, and so that was my team growing up. And stay tuned for part 2, and thanks for watching.